So I just saw you in the field wearing the suit. Can we talk about the suit?
Sure. The suits that we're running today were future lunar and Mars surface suits, test beds actually. We're trying to take and incorporate some changes into the suits that they didn't have during the Apollo days, which will enable them to be able to walk on the moon surface rather than hop as they did before.
Right.
The hopping, while worked better than walking, was fatiguing for the astronaut. It was very hard on the calves and the ankles. So in order to take and alleviate that, we've incorporated bearings into the hips and into the ankles of these suits to allow a more freedom of movement. As you can see, we have a bearing here, here, and here,
Yes.
which allows for good freedom of movement. Another thing that they didn't have on the A7L, which was the moon suit, was the waist bearing.
Yes.
I don't know if you noticed while I was walking, but there was a lot of swivel in the hip. That's really big. That makes a big difference as far as comfort, being able to move freely in the suit.
Is it really difficult to get into a suit like this?
Well, no. The cooling garment, if I can take and grab one here. Excuse me, folks. This is the cooling garment. This is what we wear on the inside. This is being flown right now. This is used in the EMU upon shuttle and station.
Okay.
What we do is you can see all the tubing running through it. We pump cold water through that tubing to keep me cool inside the suit so I don't overheat.
No kidding.
Yeah. And as you can tell, it's fairly slick. It's a tight-fitting suit.
Right.
So we'll roll this ladder up behind. I'll take and sit on the seat. I'll hook up my water lines, which come off from right there, and then hook onto right here.
Right.
Okay. And once that is done, basically what they'll do is they'll just, my suit techs will take and grab hold of the toes of the suit and pull them forward, and I just drop right in.
Really?
And then once I'm in the suit, they'll take and finish up my connections. They'll put in my earbuds so I'll have my radio communications. My microphones are already in place. They'll hook up my shoulder pads. At that point, they'll close the back door, put on my gloves, get the airflow started, put on my helmet, pressurize me up, and out the door I go. So basically the concept of these suits is to be able to take and either leave them outside the vehicle and be able to put the back in. And we are just out here trying to provide the best product possible for the future of lunar surface and Mars surface exploration.
So this is basically like your own little space shuttle.
Indeed it is. It's our own little spaceship, just like the EMU out in space. Once they leave out of the airlock on the space station, they are in a spaceship. They have their telemetry, they have their batteries, they have their cooling, they have their air, they have everything. They even have the capability, should they come disconnected from the space station, to be able to drive themselves back. They have a little gaseous nitrogen rocket motor that is hooked onto them, and they're able to take and drive themselves back in an emergency situation. So yes, they definitely have their own little spaceship, and that's what we're working on, is having your own little Moon Mars rover.
Well, it's been a pleasure talking to you.
Indeed.
Thank you, sir, all right?
Take care.
Most definitely.